And I know you just hate to see it. Can't imagine being you, who I hate to be. I'm done faking humble, acting like I ain't conceited. Cause bitch, I am conceited. You know you can't defeat it. Your girl's a fan of me, in fact, I'm more than fantasies. Ducking out the party, we can't let the camera see us. I'm with a movie star, ooh, young Cameron Diaz. I'm with a movie star, ooh, young Angelina. And I know they say all type of things about this type of life. Well, ask yourself, are they right? Right. Cause we can do this every night. Fuck all the drama, try meet your mama. We don't need condoms, let's make a genre. Hot like a sauna, upgrade your Honda. Bake with that sop and I'll fix all your problems. What's wrong? You never fuck with someone who writes songs. I won't use your name if you feel like it don't belong. But I'm just so inspired by the way you wear that thong. You know I like to dictate things, Kim Jong. I know that drink strong. You know he get that bourbon out the barrel, did he calm? Come or give it to me while I play this giving on. I keep giving y'all classics. Tremendous, fantastic. My spending is drastic. She blend in the background and bend that shit backwards. Mine clear just in case I end up in Aspen. Told the concierge, go ahead, send up the package. That's the end of it, that's it. And I know they say all type of things about this type of life. Well, ask yourself, are they right? Right. Cause we can do this every night. Fuck all the drama, try meet your mama. We don't need condoms, let's make a genre. Hot like a sauna, upgrade your Honda. Bake with that sob and I'll fix all your problems.
But do it jiggle though. I mean, I get the concept that it's bigger though.
I feel like the whole damn city know. You got it done just in time for the video.
Remix. Capriccio dai e tu pisnu. Yeah. Capriccio dai e tu pisnu. Capriccio dai e tu pisnu. Capriccio dai e tu pisnu. Chandra Bambra, Chandra, Chandra Bandra. Chandra Bambra, Chandra, Chandra Bandra. Whoa, whoa. Chandra Bambra, Chandra, Chandra Bandra. Yeah! Я пришел дать эту песню из мира гроз. Я пришел дать эту песню из хрустальных слез. Я пришел дать эту песню для любви. Я пришел дать эту песню. Yeah! Chandra Bambra, Chandra, Chandra Bandra. Chandra Bambra, Chandra, Chandra Bandra. Chandra Bambra, Chandra, Chandra Bandra. Whoa, whoa. Yeah. What's going on, YouTube? YouTube! What's up?
what's up, baby? What you got over there? What you got? What you doing over there? Huh? Yes, what's going on? Thank you for tuning in now and in the future. Huh. Well, I've been having some feedback from these roasts, these recent roasts. I've been getting a couple of several feedbacks. Apparently, people are feeling like they are getting therapy from me just cursing people out and roasting. Who'd have thought about that? Who'd have thought that somebody just roasting and talking shit on the internet is a type of therapy? You know, instead of paying $100 and $200 an hour for somebody to tell you what you already know, go listen to a roast on YouTube for free. Okay? Yeah. So what's going on? It is a hot summer. Yes, it is still hot. I'm looking forward to it cooling down, but it's going to be a minute, isn't it? At least out here on the West Coast. What's been going on? Yeah, so ever since I did those roasts here and there, some people's been messaging me and giving me feedback, saying that they would love for me to do some more. Now, I don't know if today is going to be any kind of roast. I might throw in a couple of roastings, you know. But I wouldn't call it an official roast on anyone or anything in particular. So, I think this one here is going to be a mishmash because I had recorded something previously a few days before and I had an interruption and I couldn't get back to recording, so I just had to put it on the wayside. And some time has passed now, so I don't know if I want to do it over again or just do a little bit today and then piece that other thing together. So if at some point the video seems like it's starting over again but slightly differently, then be aware that I've pieced together a couple of different recordings from different times, and I'm a little lazy to just kind of, dress it up and fix it up and all of that as far as editing is concerned. So, this channel is really, for me, I consider it an expression of artistry. I consider my roasting an artistic expression. I consider everything I do on this channel an artistic expression. Even if I'm delivering educational information, it is still part of my art. So be aware of that. Having said that, you know what? Having said that, I want to let you know, I have a lot of fun doing the roasting, and I can get into character. I can get in there and scream and curse and really give you some el pasión and some fire and some intensity with my delivery. I can get into it. But at the end of the day, just know I'm sitting back laughing. I'm sitting back laughing just like you, listening to my own roasts, laughing, crying. Don't drink nothing while listening to my roast. Don't eat or drink nothing. I'm warning you right now, do not eat or drink anything while listening to my roast, because it can be that you might spit out your drink all over your phone or all over your laptop or computer or all over somebody else's face. I'm just warning you right now. Okay, don't go around drinking and eating something listening to this stuff, because you might end up peeing on yourself laughing. Okay, I mean, I laugh so hard a lot of times I can't control it, and I just have to go on and take a shower and clean up, because it's just like, holy crap, I have laughed so hard I've lost control of my function for a minute. Okay? So go on and get your Depends diapers ready. Okay? Wrap them bad boys up tight and stay away from liquids and food for a minute. All right. Those two songs there, that was Jack Harlow, the first one, Movie Star. And then the second one was one of my favorite songs from Russia, Ya Prishol Dat Etu Pisnyu. I love that song. So that's one of my workout songs. Both of those songs, actually. I use both of those songs to work out. They're on my workout playlist. Speaking of workout. Oh, man. Speaking of working out. I think it's imperative that everyone get in a little bit of exercise on a regular basis. Well, no matter what your body shape is, no matter where you are on the fitness spectrum, our bodies are meant to exercise and move and groove, and there's so many things you can do. Basically, I'm saying everyone needs to be working on that self-care on a regular basis, treating yourself good, checking up on yourself, checking yourself. Now, I've been on some people for a minute. And I have that right, because me being transgender, there have been people that have bullied me. And also in the past, I have spoken about what I went through as a kid. And I have warned people about certain individuals that they may or may not be associating with, because I know what I went through. Now, let me tell you this, and listen to me carefully. You listening? I'm not here to convince anybody of anything. That's not my job. My only job is to deliver the information to you. What you do with it is your responsibility and your karma. You can be like those people over there with R. Kelly and look away and think that because so X amount of years has passed that nothing's going to happen to you. But hey, reckoning will come. You can be one of those people that can enable such things done to children. But your reckoning will come. It might not come the way you think it should have come, but it will come. We all got to die and face ourselves. And unfortunately for R. Kelly and company, their reckoning is in this world. Hey, like I told you, I only deliver the information. I'm not interested in whether you believe me or not. The only thing I'm interested in is delivering it, and that's it. What you do with it is up to you. That's your responsibility and your karma. Now, some people, a couple of those people, were quite foolish, because they were friends with someone who abused their own child and who instigated the worst kind of abuse. Violent and sexual abuse was right there and was part of the abuse. So when they were told about this, you know what they did? They went after the victim and bashed the victim, and then added false narratives on top of that, saying it didn't happen, as if they were there. And then they started bashing the victim, i.e. me, for being LGBTQIA, for being transgender. Yeah. Bashed me for being transgender. First of all, how you gonna come at me? How you gonna come at me and you have given up on yourself? Okay? You have clean given up on yourself. You have let yourself go to hot shit. Okay? How you gonna come after me when your body, and I say it again, looks like a busted can of biscuits? Where is your neck, bitch? Let me know. Because it's been missing since 1914. Your body looking like a beer keg. You look like an overgrown, overfed, overswole bullfrog. How you gonna come at me looking like a cancerous growth? Your body looks like the Michelin tire mixed with carcinoma cancer. All irregular shaped and misshaped, lopsided. You know, you got four bellies. You don't have just one, you got four bellies, and all them things look like an ass crack in the front. Like you got two asses. How you gonna have an ass in the back and an ass in the front? And you want to talk shit and body shame me? Oh, and it gets better. How you going to speak about what happened to me? You weren't even there. How you going to go around and tell people that I'm lying about being abused as a kid by your little friend that set you up to get slayed? Listen to me. She set you up to get slayed knowing damn well what I was going to do to you guys. She knew damn well what you were going to get. But you know, you thought you knew her. You thought you knew me. You thought that was your friend and family. And I done told you, I done told people, you better be careful who you call family, because family don't mean the same thing to everybody. Family does not necessarily mean the same thing to your little friend, bitch. Because mama needs you to feel bad so she can feel good. See, you didn't know that. You didn't know that. I know you got a taste of it by now, though. But this is the kind of people out there in this world. It's pain augmenters. They feed off of your pain. They love people who are down and out, who are perpetual victims, hypochondriacs. You know, people who are constantly crying about their life situation, but they don't want to do what it takes to rectify and clean themselves up. These kind of people love you like that because they need someone that they perceive to be in a one down position so they can feel some kind of self-validation, because on their own they can't self-validate. You see what I'm saying? So you got played. You got set up. Because how you going to come at me when you have completely given up on yourselves? Okay? And you can say what you want. You can quote as many Bible scriptures and condemn me to the devil and to hell and to death. But your 450-pound fat ass is betraying every word you say. You are a glutton. Proverbs 23 verse 2 says, take a knife to your throat if you are given to gluttony. And at your weight, 450 pounds, you are a full-blown glutton. A full-blown glutton, and you've been such for decades. So don't come over here pointing the finger at me. Don't come over here telling me about the Lord and the Bible, bitch, because I will take your Bible and show you those scriptures that you've been ignoring for whatever reason. Okay? You're not reading your Bible. I don't know what you're reading, but you're not reading the Bible, because if you knew anything about the Bible, you would have kept your fat ass mouth shut. Is what you would have done. For a number of reasons. Number one, because you're a glutton and you're 450 pounds. You look like a busted can of biscuits. I know I've been saying that for 100 million years, and I will continue to say it for 100 million years, you bastard hound looking ass bitch. Okay? And number two, how you going to bash victims of childhood sexual abuse when your own father is in prison for raping and sodomizing your friends. Which, by the way, I read some of those court records. There's some really peculiar things. I have a lot of questions, and a lot of other people have questions about your father. As a matter of fact, how is it that your father was able to do this to your friends and you didn't know and your mother didn't know? Okay, since we all up in people's business, I'm going to ask these questions because I'm really curious. How did all this come about and none of you people knew? Like, these were your friends that would come over to play with you while you were a kid. Did your father did that to you too? Are you just keeping silent, or are you repressing that too? Because, like, I'm wondering, why did he just do your friends? Why did he just hurt your friends? Why wouldn't he hurt you too? I mean, these types of child abusers, they get hundreds of kids in their lifetime. So why would they not do you? And so I'm wondering, where were you and where was your mother when he was crawling into the beds, when they were sleeping over at your house? Where was their beds? Were they not sleeping in the same room with you? I got questions, because it's like, how can that be? How can you guys not know? And then I read in the court transcripts where it said the reason one of the girls was living with you guys was because her grades were dropping in school. And I thought, now that's strange, because these hillbillies don't have any kind of brains and they're not the academic book reading type at all. So I'm wondering, why would her schoolwork have anything to do with her moving in with you guys? Especially if she lives down the street, she's a neighbor. Now that's kind of odd too. Why did your father request to have this young girl move in, and why did your mother let that happen? That would be kind of strange, I would think, if a husband wanted the neighbor's young girl to move in and the mother says, okay, fine, let's do it. It's just like, what? Wait, what? That's kind of weird now. So I'm wondering about your whole family there. You guys got some weird doings. Very, very weird. Now, one of these troglodytes claims that she testified against her father, as if that's some kind of big accomplishment. You only testified because you had to. Just like these hoes testifying against R. Kelly, so they can get immunity for the shit that they did because they were part of the whole thing. Okay? Don't give me that you testified against him. Yeah, because you had no other choice. Okay? Let's get it for real. Okay? And you done got boosted. When you were delivered that information. What you should have done, if you were smart, it'd be like your mom and just say, take me off your list, and that would have been that. You would have been blocked and you would have been done for. Or you could have just blocked me. You could have been like, oh, I got too many skeletons in my closet. I ain't in it. I wasn't there. I'm just not going to get into this. But no, you let that hoe boost you. You let her talk you, get in your ear, and boost you up to go out there and co-sign for her and play Captain Save-A-Hoe for her and get slayed because she needed some pain. She needed to feed off some pain. Okay? She needed some yum-yums. That's her yum-yums. She needed her drugs. Some people have fentanyl addictions. Some people have crack addictions. And some people need other people's pain. They need you to be down and out. They need you to get slayed so they can feel better. So then you can come back and cry to them about how bad of a person I am. Oh, he's such a horrible person, such a bad person. Oh, he's bullying us. Yeah, but you leaving the part out where you bullied me. Because you don't go around invalidating child abuse victims and think you're not going to get some backlash. And I'm not the one to fuck with. I'm not the one to fuck with, because you don't know me. You don't know what I was put through as a kid. Okay? You don't know. You don't know what I was put through as a kid. And I don't think you know what pain is. I don't think you do. I don't think you know what pain is. I'll give you 8,000 points of pain. I'll give you those 8,000 points of pain. Fuck around and end up with a lifelong complex fucking around with me. So yeah, how are you gonna let yourself go? How are you gonna give up on yourself and you're gonna come at me? Bitch, I will read you for filth every single day of the rest of your life. So yeah, you know, you're never gonna get any kind of advertisements here. I'm not looking for anybody to buy anything. I don't have sponsors here. I'm my own sponsor, okay? I'm not gonna be giving you a glossed up version. This is homegrown, fully organic right here. You know, there's still people out there, there's still YouTube channels that are fully organic. You know, they don't have the fancy lights and all that crap, you know, because they try to put a certain perception out there because they want to make money. I don't care about subscribers. I don't care about followers. I don't care about comments. I don't care about likes. I don't give a shit about any of that. This is just strictly homegrown content. Okay, I'm not trying to get you to like and subscribe. Matter of fact, I already have too many subscribers on this channel. I've got 7 or 8. I'll count 8. I'll count that other channel that I started years ago. I've got a handful of channels with varying subscribers. You know, a couple of them I've got about 1,000, 2,000. I got one that's got about, I want to say right now, a little over 30,000 subscribers. But that channel I created many years ago. And all of them are still growing. I've stopped putting content on a couple of those channels. Done with that subject matter. And they are still growing. So I started this channel because I wanted it to be just for a handful of people and me. Just for our amusement. I put this content out here for me. And I have a couple of people that seem to enjoy my content. But that's it. Excuse me. I don't put this out here for subscribers and trying to get as many subscribers and all that bullshit. No. I see influencers here around here in Hollywood area all the time. They got millions of subscribers. And you couldn't pay me to live that life. Because on the outside, it looks all glamorous and nice. And, oh, wow, you know, they don't have to go to work. They can do what they love and live good. And it's all a facade. Okay? Hey, I'm not saying they're not making money. But there comes a lot of risks, liabilities, sacrifices, and limitations that you just don't think of until you get to that other side. And for me, it's not worth it. Not worth it at all. And a lot of these influencers with these big followings, you know, you got to walk on eggshells because the least little thing, you're going to have a huge social media backlash and all your money can be gone from here from one day to the next. So it's pretty volatile too. So you're going to get exactly what you're going to get here. So having said that, oh man, I want to talk about vices. Your vices. You know, it's just like people coming after me and it's just like, you want to talk shit about me. You want to body shame me. But you are a glutton, 450 pounds. You know, like you are... What is that called? Morbidly obese? Horrifically obese? Gross obesity? I mean, these are medical terms. I'm not making this up. This is what a doctor is calling you. horrifically obese. Okay, a big ass whale. You know what I'm saying? And then, again, you're looking at my body, but you are all messed up looking. I mean, your face is just horrible. You can't get rid of that face unless you put a paper bag over it. You cannot get rid of that face. It's just mean mugging, set in stone. So, yeah, fix your own vices. Fix your vices. Now, vices come in all shapes and forms. You can sit here and say, oh, that person there is a gambling addict, or that person over there is a fentanyl addict, or they're a crack addict, or they're a mayonnaise addict. But truth be told, if you're human, you have to contend with vices. Not just one either. Many, many vices. Many of them that you don't even know. You're not even aware. Your friends and family might be aware, maybe, but you can't depend on them to really tell you. Why? Because they like you. So again, there's a bias. There's a distortion. Because if someone really likes you, they're going to augment the things they like about you in their mind. And they're going to minimize some of those things they don't. Now, if there's somebody that's healthy and self-actualized, they may try to do the difficult task of pointing you to certain things that they don't like in a healthy manner, risking that you'll get angry, risking that you'll retaliate or whatever the case is. But you know what? People aren't perfect. Your friends and family aren't perfect. So again, don't depend on them to put those checks and balances out on you. But now how can you really get in there and check your blind spots? We all have them. You're not exempt from blind spots. I'm not exempt from blind spots. None of us is. No matter how good you think you are. No matter how far along you've come in one area or another in your life, you will not be immune to blind spots, to weaknesses, to vulnerabilities, to faults and flaws and mistakes and errors. It is as natural to you as breathing. So sometimes you can't see your blind spots. You can't see to the back of your head. You can't cut the back of your head. Well, you can try to cut the back of your head, but it's probably not going to turn out right. Okay? And that's all of us. So what you need is a barber or a hairstylist to go on and take care of that for you. Now, you can take a mirror. Now, there are some skilled people that will position different mirrors in front of them and behind them and to the side of them where they can see that. But that takes some skill. It takes some working and doing. Like, you're not going to just be able to get up out of bed one day and say, hey, I'm going to cut my own hair and just place all these mirrors and try to go for it. Okay? It's not going to happen. So you have one other choice. Look at your critics. Now, you have to be careful with critics too. Because if you have haters, and I want to separate critics from haters, because critics don't necessarily hate you. They might be completely detached and indifferent towards you. Or they might even like you. But they've got constructive criticism. Okay? And constructive criticism can come from anybody. It can come from a friend, a loved one, a stranger, a critic, even a hater. But you have to be careful with the two ends of the spectrum, be it loved ones and friends and haters. Because haters and loved ones and friends both will be biased to a certain extent. That doesn't mean they can't be honest and can tell you facts and truth and reality. But you just always have to keep in mind that haters and friends and loved ones have a vested interest in behind in what they're presenting to you about you. Okay? So what I mean by that, again, is you got one kind of person that really likes you. So naturally, certain things about you will be amplified in their mind and their perception and in interaction with you. And same thing with haters. Haters will also have a bias because they hate you. They don't like you. Okay? But now you still can check out what the haters and critics are saying about you. Okay? Because I believe that there is a grain of truth in just about everything that is presented, be it from a hater or critter. There is usually a grain of truth somewhere, okay? And it takes sagacity and insight. Come here, baby. What are you doing here? Come here, baby. I love you. You know that? I love you, rascal. You're such a rascal boy. You snuck in here, didn't you? You snuck in here. You're so slick. You're a slick rascal. I love you, rascal. What you want to do? What you want to do, boy? You don't want to hug? You don't want to hug? You better hug me. You rascal. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, go out. Come on. Come on, baby. All right. Good boy. All right. I'm back. Your haters will tell you things that your family and friends are afraid to tell you sometimes. Again, it may be wrapped in a heavily biased presentation, but your haters are going to look at you differently, and they're not going to be afraid to tell you things that your close people are going to be afraid sometimes to tell you. Or maybe they've tried, but you weren't listening. So you get into a situation with someone, and they're going to read you and tell you all kinds of stuff. You know? And I think it's healthy if you are able to go into the middle pillar of the two and take these things and look at them and try to find that grain of truth. And it's very hard if you're doing that when it's coming from a hater or from a critic. Again, a critic isn't the same as a hater to me. A critic can be someone who's just critical. They're not necessarily hating on me. They're just critical. That's just their nature, to be skeptical and critical. And so naturally, when they look at me, they're going to be critical because that's what they are. That's how they see things. And we need people like that. Okay, we need it to certain degrees and certain extents. So it's really something, if you can go and look at what someone that you might consider a hater or a critic has said about you and try to find that grain of truth, that kernel of truth somewhere. Sometimes you can't. Sometimes, a hater is just being all out hating, and that's that. But don't be too quick to dismiss that sometimes. And it's hard. Nobody wants to hear about what they're doing wrong or what's wrong with them, or, you know what I'm saying, a shortcoming or a weakness. No one wants to hear that. It's not comfortable. It's a yucky feeling. No one wants to hear it. But if you can secretly, without telling anyone else, it's just between you and you, or just between you and me, you can secretly think about that and try to find that kernel of truth. And take that kernel of truth and work it. Use it as fuel. Use it as raw energy to propel you forward. Now that right there is it. That's it right there. Because now your haters and your critics are helping you along the same way hopefully your friends and family are. And like I said earlier, you got to be careful who you call friends and family. Because sometimes some people's family is really their haters. Their haters are just so happen to be genetically related to them, you know. And you have to be real careful with that. You just got to be careful. You can be your own hater too, you see. But taking what other people have said about you and doing something with it. If somebody calls you fat, stop fucking crying about it and being a victim. You are fat. Okay? If somebody says you're broke and you don't know where to pay your rent and you don't know if you're going to eat and you don't have a job and you're just waiting for other people to keep helping you, get a fucking job. You are a broke ass. It's the truth. You know what I mean? It's the truth. Take that. Take what the hater says. Take what the critics say. And use that shit for your own advantage. You've got the power. It's all in if you can change your mind. What? You can't change your mind? You want to control other things outside of you and other people, but you can't control yourself? Come on. Come on. Get with the program already. What is it that you're doing? What kind of life are you living? You've lost your whole joy of life, but you're coming after me. For what? For being transgender, for having been victimized as a child. And me coming out here warning you about certain people triggers your unfinished business, and now you're throwing the mess on me. Because you can't be an adult and handle your own unfinished business in relation to that topic. And you're supposed to be a holy Christian? You're supposed to be a person of God? Listen, I'm not a religious person. I don't claim to be anything. Because I'm of the frame of mind, we all got to work our own thing out. It's not for me to say how as someone else. As long as they're not hurting anybody, none of my business. But since you want to throw your mess on me, no, take your crap back. Nope, not with me. I see through it. I see through it. Take care of your own unfinished business. You know, your father's in prison for being a child rapist, and you know, whatever, if you saw it, if you didn't, I don't know. But obviously there's a lot there that you haven't worked out. There's a lot of unresolved stuff there on your conscience weighing very, very heavy, and you had a violent reaction towards me. And it was the wrong one because you didn't think it through. You were quite reactionary, both of you were. And now you're suffering the consequences because you didn't give yourself time to pause and think, do I really want to do this? Wait a minute now. I've got a job with the county. I've got a $350,000 home. I'm in this church. I'm in a very, very small town. Do I really want this person coming after me for doing this disgusting thing that I'm about to do to him? Do I really want to do this? No, you didn't give yourself that space to really think through if you really wanted to do that. You didn't give yourself the space to think, do I really know my friend the way that I think I know my friend? Do I really know this person that I'm about to throw a big ass shit turd in his face? Do I really know him? And what I do know, what source is it coming from? You know, when you do research, you're supposed to have 3 different reference sources, at least the minimum. If you're writing a 1,000 or 1,500 word article, a researched article on something, Even in high school book reports and junior high school book reports, we had to do at least 3 different sources, and they had to be unrelated. It couldn't be the same author. It couldn't be the same book. Did you learn all that in school? Did you go to elementary school? I think I recall you being in elementary school, right? Did you learn any of that? Did you retain any of those learnings into your adulthood and into your sense of objectivity and logic and rationality? Obviously you didn't. Obviously you got caught up and let yourself get played, and you were just a chess piece, a pawn on a chessboard. That is all you were. And you're still grotesquely obese after all that. And I like talking about that because I think if you're transgender and you know, I'm going to stick up. Like, you know, I'm not afraid to go toe to toe with people. This is one transgender person. You might shoot me in the head and I might die. You might kill me. But by damn, if I'm alive, I am not going to take shit from nobody. That's me because of what I've been put through since I was a kid. I have a very, very special relationship with pain. I don't put anybody through any kind of intensity that I haven't put myself through first. And that's something you weren't told. So consider yourself lucky that you're being told now, since it's the after fact. But this is what you got to do. You got to take what critics say and haters say and use that for your advantage. That's their role in your life, is to tell you things you don't want to hear, and your job is to sift through and figure out the grain of truth in all of that. And take that grain of truth and use it to your advantage. Use it as fuel. Stop sucking on the frozen mayonnaise. It's inferior nutrition. And listen to the people that you don't want to listen to. And look for the grain of truth. Get into the kale. Get into the lettuce. The chard. Stop eating the honey buns and those Tootsie Rolls and pork rinds. It's coming from a pig. You know what a pig looks like? It looks like you. And you're eating that. What do you think is going to happen to your body? Your body's going to look like a pig because that's what you are. You know? You're calling me a tranny freak? You think that's the first time ever that I've heard that? Is when you called me that? Oh my God, you really weren't told anything about me. I know you thought you knew me. She said, I know about you and how crazy you are. I don't think so. Do you really? Then why were you so shocked and surprised when I put it down to you like James Brown? I said, oh yeah? You think you know me? Okay. Yeah. I'll say it again. Yes, I am crazy. Make no bones about it. I am crazy. Not crazy, but crazy. Say it with me one more time. Crazy. Not crazy, but crazy. Cray. Yes. I don't hide that I'm crazy. But see, 99% of the time, people don't know what flavor of crazy. You see, there's different flavors of crazy. And not all crazy is bad crazy. It all depends on who you ask, really. Not all crazy is bad crazy. Now let me drop something to you, bitch, that you forgot to read in your history books. In your hillbilly, Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, hillbilly history books. Because all they're going to tell you is some whitewashed crap to help you feel like a person, you know, because you happen to be born with a certain skin color. Other than that, there's nothing that you can really feel about based on any merit that you've achieved or accomplished. All right? But let's go to the rest of the world's history, the reality. You know, the reality of things is that our ancestors, all of our ancestors, all around the globe, used to revere people that you consider quote unquote crazy. Okay? When you're talking about, I know what you were trying to say. You were trying to say I had a mental defect. I had a mental disease. I had a mental illness. I had a mental, what else is that other word? You're attacking my mental health. And you thought you were doing something, didn't you? Well, let me tell you something. Like I said, crazy don't mean necessarily that it's a mental illness. You can be very high functioning and very normal, quote unquote, whatever that is, and still be crazy. Okay? Here's what I mean. You got Bambi Muffin. I'll just call this character Bambi Muffin. You got Bambi Muffin. She's got blonde hair. She's about 115 pounds, 5'6". You know, she has a soft voice. She never fights, but she gets along with everybody. The sweetest little thing. She's a receptionist at a dental office. She's been working there for about 5 years. This is a fictional story, okay? Roll with me for a minute. You know, and Bambi is just so sweet and pretty, and you know, little kids and animals and dogs love her, and people love her, old people, young people. She's just the sweetest thing, sweet as pie. Okay? Now, one day, for some odd reason or another, somebody comes in there and wants to rob the dental office. You know, people are crazy nowadays. Don't ask me why. And the person goes in there, and they pull a gun on sweet little Bambi, poor Bambi. Okay? And nobody knew Bambi was crazy, because Bambi just so happened to have been very licensed and skilled in gun and combat. People didn't ever see that side of her. But it was there. And they single-handedly watched Bambi single-handedly disarm this person about to hurt and rob and shoot, and fight him to the ground and subdue him and knock him out. She knew exactly the spot on his face and the angle of her fist, and she still had the quickness to punch him to where the bones of his nose, those sinus bones, pushed up to his brain, and he was gone. Just like that. And it all happened in a matter of 60 seconds or less. It was that quick. Of course, everybody around her saw this slow motion, because, you know, they're in the middle of it. I mean, imagine somebody's coming into your dental office. You're already afraid to get your teeth done, and somebody's coming in there and sticking you all up, and you don't know if they're going to shoot you, going to be another shooter, or, you know, because, I mean, most people will rob a grocery store, a gas station, or a bank. Most people are not going to rob a dental office, so first thing you think of is, oh shit, they're just going to kill us. It's just somebody with a gun, another crazy shooter. Now, back to crazy Bambi. People did not know, oh my God, Bambi is crazy. But it's a good crazy, because Bambi saved the day. You get it? So that's what I mean by they didn't tell you what flavor of crazy I was. Because you see, I'm not gonna stalk you. I'm not gonna come beat you up. I'm not gonna do any shootings. I'm not gonna lay a finger on you physically. I'm too clean for that. I don't put, I'm too clean and too lazy for that. I'm selectively lazy. And I'm selectively unlazy. All depends on what it is. I have a grueling work ethic in some areas of my life, and you will not outwork me in those areas. I guarantee you. And then there's other areas where I don't want to lift a finger if I don't necessarily have to. And this is one of them. Dealing with people like these people. I call them troglodytes. I call them, what else do I call them? Trollops, gremlins, demons, cockroaches. You don't have to worry about me. I'm not the one you got to worry about anyway. It's yourself you got to worry about. and some of the people you might consider your little buddies and friends. I'm just saying, it's a damn shame. Let me tell you. I got some of my friends listening in. Let me tell you, L, you know who you are. I'm going to call you L Boogie, okay? L Boogie, you know what I'm talking about. These people, D, you know what I'm talking about. I'm just going to call you D. Mary Jane, you know what I'm talking about for real. I know you're going to be listening into this. Mary Jane, you know who you are. Mary Jane, I love my Mary Jane. Okay, so you know who you are, but these people that they surround themselves in groups, or they surround themselves with a number of people, and they think that that's their friend. You know what I mean? And all the while, these other people are setting them up. And unfortunately, I've experienced that in a family situation too. Like, I saw it happening as a kid, and I experienced it being done on me too. And man, it's just like the most pathetic thing you would see, because these people are letting themselves get played over and over and over and over, and then they're crying. They're crying and getting mad, and oh, woe is me, and why does this keep happening to me? And it's like, because you are making it happen. You don't have to worry about me. Somebody said, oh, you probably have a voodoo doll. Oh, he probably has a voodoo doll on me, sticking pins and needles and doing witchcraft and all that. Let me tell you something. I would not waste my precious demons on you. Really? You think you are that important to me, really, that I would sit and go through all of that to make a voodoo doll on you? To try to put some kind of occult magical spells and rituals on you? Really? Wow, you are so deluded. Wow, you need to know your place. You need to know your place. Because you are not that important to me. Okay? The only person I do rituals for is myself. The only spells I cast, the only person I cast spells on is me. You understand? The only magical workings I do for That person, the only person I do them for is me. Now, there are exceptions when people have come to me out of their own volition. Listen to me. They came to me out of their own volition and asked me to do rituals for them. Protection rituals. I have done that for those who I chose to do that for. But I never volunteered it. Again, they came to me. But other than that, no, you don't have to worry about me doing anything to you like that, sweethearts. Sweethearts with an S. No, you still don't know me. After all of this, after all these roasts, and after all I've done, you still don't know me, do you? If you don't know me by now, you will never, ever, ever know me. Woo, ooh. I guess that's why I'm such a fucking mystery, huh? I guess I knew what I was, huh? Well, boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy. Let me tell you something. I know you made a comment about me being transgender. Telling me when I was giving you all that information in the resource kits, telling me you can shove it up your ass, that is, if you didn't change it too. And I had a chuckle at that. I think that's a good one there. I think that's a good one. I'm going to give you, bitch, I'm going to give you 1 point. Shove it up your ass, that is, if you didn't change that too. Okay. I'm gonna give you a point for your effort and your little wit. But now, is that really something that Coweta County wants to be reflective of? You know? I mean, look, you're still working over there. I'm not trying to get you fired. Like I said, I just deliver information. I'm an information maverick, and I love sharing information. And I dig for information. I dig and dig and dig and dig, and then I put it aside, and I go on with other things in life. You know, I knit sweaters. I might go bowling. You know, I might parasail out into the sky for a few years. And then I come back and I keep digging and I keep finding and I keep communicating information to all kinds of people, depending on whatever is relevant. You know? But yeah, I lost my train of thought. Damn, this is some good weed, man. I lost my train of thought. What was I talking about just now? Oh yeah, that joke. If you didn't change that too. So you're telling me in that joke that I made a mistake transitioning. That there's something wrong with me for being transgender. You know, there's something wrong with changing the gender. You know, as if there's something wrong with changing the gender. So, you know, did you change your ass too? Did you get surgery to remove your ass? Basically, that's the kind of energy you put forth. Yeah. Uh-huh. And now you see, the reason I roast your ass continuously lately is because Number one, it's amusing. I love it. It's a lot of fun. I can entertain my friends and other people who are lurkers who watch my stuff, and there's quite a few of them it seems. Because that last video I did not send out to about two or three different people. I didn't tweet it. I didn't share it with no one else, and it was like 60, 50, 60 views on that sucker. And I know I watched it about 3 or 4 times, but after that, I only had two or three friends, so I'm thinking it might get 10 to 12 views tops. And here, it's getting approaching close to 60, 70, 80 views. So, I don't know what's going on, but either I've got literally a handful of super fans who just keep rewatching my stuff over and over, or it's going around a little bit. The heat, somebody done got some smoke. There was some smoke somewhere. Yeah, somebody got heated. There was some energy, a buzz some kind of way for some reason. You know what I mean? And when you look at video views like mine, I don't know if you have this, but the number, you can, like, some of them have an emotional charge, and like something's up. Like, you can look at the number and it doesn't matter. It could be like 8 views or something. But like, for that arena and for that, however big or small that community is, like, oh heck, there's some smoke, there's a charge there. There's a heated buzzedness going. So yeah. You're telling me basically, you telling me that I made a mistake transitioning, that I'm not supposed to have done that. Excuse me. Did you change your ass to making fun? No. After I transitioned, I decided the next thing I needed to change was your world. How about that? See how funny that is? You see how funny that is? You see how funny that is? Why change my ass when I can change your 4 ass looking bellies? Okay, because you got 5 asses, 6, 7 asses. You got a 5 head, not a 4 head. So you got about 5 bellies and asses to match that 5 head. You know what I mean? But yeah, I thought that was cute. So basically, I think it's important for people who are LGBTQIA and those who are allies of that to be able to see someone stand up to people like that. Because if I had been a different LGBTQIA person, I would have committed suicide over that. And that's not to say that every LGBTQ person is going around here and you got to walk around eggshells with it. But, more than half of the trans people do not survive to live past 40. Now, those are some statistics. Don't ask me about the details and all that. But you can Google this under some keywords. The 50-50 transgender rule, or 50-50 survival of transgender statistics. But this was some information that I got some years ago, and it may be dated. But basically, a lot of us don't live past 40 because we get killed either through hate crimes or killed by our own family members, because a lot of us are more prone to being abused in family settings. And more extremely abused. Okay, we are targets. We are targets. Or suicide, because of how society is, still is. We've had some improvements, small, tiny, I think, but there's still a long way to go. Okay, they're still killing black people. So as long as you see black people still getting it, LGBTQIA, they're not even here with us yet. They still got to take care of the people of color and the women. Okay, you see how they did the women with that Roe versus Wade thing. So we got a long way to go. Okay. So that's why I keep harping on these bitches, you all, because I'm pretty much over it. It's just getting my jollies off now. But also at the same time, I'm creative. I like to entertain. So, and I like to put it out there in a creative and entertaining way. But the whole message is trans people need to see someone with some cojones that is not going to take any shit. Okay? And I'm not out here trying to make money off this shit. I'm not out here trying to catch my fame. This is homegrown how it is. I'm not, I may make some cute little images and illustrations and try to do it up with nice font somewhere in the future, depending on my mood and time and energy level and all of that, depending on what I've got going on in my life. But I'm just delivering it to you as a regular person. Because I don't have a vested interest beyond that. It's like, this is basically for me. I just so happen to be gracious enough to share it. Alrighty. So, like I said, even if you're not transgender or LGBT, you might have that same pattern in your life, though, where you were marginalized, in some kind of way, where you were abused and you were cast out. So, yeah, people need to understand that, transgender people, it's nature. There's so many. Clownfish are transgender, you stupid hillbilly bitch. The Lord created clownfish, bitch. Did you know that? Did you find Nemo yet, bitch? Did you and your hungry sister find Nemo yet? Let me know. Because the Lord created clownfish. And clownfish change sex depending on their environment throughout their life. A clownfish can both lay eggs as well as sperminate the female. Yeah, I said sperminate, bitch. Look it up. He can fertilize the female, okay? Now, what do you call that? The Lord made that. That's just one fish. Frogs, there's hermaphroditic frogs and snails. You have hermaphroditism occurs in almost every species. You got hermaphrodite cannabis plants. You have a spectrum of different things. I mean, leave people alone. If they're not hurting anybody, if it's two consenting adults, what business is it of yours? Shouldn't you be busy reading your Bible? Shouldn't you be busy looking at yourself and trying to figure out what your blind spots are and work on those? Because you have a lot of them. Like, you don't understand. You are 450 pounds. Like, bitch, you are dying. You are killing yourself from gluttony. I'm not going to sugarcoat it like your mama. Your mama will never tell you that, because that's probably where you got it from. Weight issues are multi-generational a lot of times. And don't tell me, yeah, it's heredity and genetics, and then you're going to let yourself off the hook, huh? You're going to just say, oh, well, this is my genes. No, bitch, it's the whole motherfucking pizza you just got down inhaling. Get yourself a fucking food scale and cut that motherfucking pizza in 10. Okay? In 10. 10, no. Get the whole pizza, cut it into 50 pieces, okay? No, cut it into 100 pieces. You hear me? And you eat one piece a day. Okay? You better make those pieces as thin as spaghetti noodles, okay? That is one piece, bitch. You hear me? That is one piece of pizza. And drink a gallon of water, and you're gonna be full, bitch. I'm here to tell you. Start doing the intermittent fasting. If you can't fast all day, start with an hour. Can you eat a little later? Or can you do a 3-hour fast or a 6-hour fast? You know, you work up from it. Start thinking about fasting a little bit more. You know, hold back a little bit more. If you can't fast for a whole day, can you fast for an extra 30 minutes? Can you hold off just another 30 minutes? And then you just keep moving it up. You just keep moving it up. You know, you keep repeating it. You know, can you do that tomorrow again? Can you do it again Friday? You know, and then you work up. You get that mind going. Let go of the mayonnaise. You don't need it. It's just an addiction for you. It's an addiction. You need to go to AA and let them know you're not an alcoholic. You're not a cigarette addict. You're a mayonnaise addict. And then you take all your mayonnaise jars that you have stored up in the freezer, in the fridge, or wherever, and get all the mayonnaise sandwiches too. All the frozen Crisco and mayonnaise sandwiches and the mayonnaise milkshakes, okay? Get those Crisco milkshakes, get the mayonnaise milkshakes, get all of them and bring them to your AA sponsor for him or her to properly dispose of, okay? And get into it. Why are you crying about me, telling people I bullied you, and then they Google your ass, and then they see all of the screenshots? You thought you were really going to do that, huh? You thought you were going to be able to have a narrative out on me, and I wasn't going to get mine? Because the only two choices you have is either not tell people, and then they won't be Googling you, or to tell people your narrative, your distorted narrative, your inaccurate narrative, and then they're going to Google you and see my side of things. You see? What? Don't tell me this is the first time you've connected the dots like this. What? Really? It's been like, what, a zillion years? You still didn't connect it until now? Oh. Oh, gosh. Give me a minute. Really? Really? Wow. I thought you said you went to college. You need to get your money back. Yeah. Yes. So anyway, hopefully it'll inspire some empowerment to individuals, you know, but it doesn't necessarily have to, as long as it does what it does, which is convey the information. Like I said, I'm not here to convince anybody. I'm not here. That's not my job. My job is to deliver the information, the content. That's it. The content that I have from me. That's why I'm here. That's why I exist. So there's that. So yeah, man, you know, take that with the vices. Nothing feels as good when you start chipping away at your vices. Nothing feels as good as doing that. That's real power. Because now it's always that, well, if I can do this, what else can I do? And it brings back life. You know what I mean? Because it's easy sometimes to get life snuffed out of you when you got to deal with things, everyday stuff. mundane reality, and you start forgetting things, you know, and you start looking to other people to fill some kind of void or other things, and you get addicted and codependent, but you forget you still have that power. No matter how long you've been off the wagon and been just a hot mess or whatever, as long as you're alive, you still have the opportunity to turn that around right now. Right now, right this very second. It's all in a decision. Literally. That's it. Don't wait to have a disease where you're going to die. The doctor's telling you if you don't lose weight, you're going to literally not see your children graduate or your grandchildren start high school. I mean, don't do that. Especially if you're going to put it out there and you're going to go after, yeah, you know, people who have been abused. It's the most horrible feeling when you tell people and they want to discredit you or they invalidate you. You have no idea how horrible that feeling is. And yes, there are a lot of people that kill themselves too that are childhood abuse victims, who are bullied, who are invalidated by people just like this. And I want those people to also pick up some of this energy here. I got fire, baby. And y'all will share this fire. The fire, the blue flame of the pentagram. We all have it in us. But see, that's what I was saying at the beginning. How you gonna come after me when you've given up on your own damn self? And you wanna come after me? And now you're crying? Bitch, please. Bitch, please. Stop bullying yourself first, bitch. Okay? Because your body wouldn't look like it does if you weren't bullying yourself. You know? Stop self-sabotaging yourself first, bitch, before you come get to me. Because I'm not doing anything. Why the hell would I put a voodoo doll out on you, bitch, when you doing all the work for me? All I got to do is sit back over here and eat my popcorn and smoke my pre-rolls and eat my edibles and sit back here and be entertained by your dumb ass and laugh my ass off. You're giving me all the material in the world, bitch. I mean, people always tell me I'm such a good roaster that I have a knack for. They say, you have a knack for this. You really do. But bitches like you give me all the material. All I got to do is just put it together and bam, deliver it. Really? 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 But yeah, it's not a good thing. It's not easy to experience. It's very painful, you know, because most victims don't tell. Most of them don't ever tell because they're afraid of exactly that. Of being ridiculed, of being retaliated against. So they don't tell. The ones that you see out there, you can best bet there's 10 times as many that are silent, you see? And see, thing is, even if you do go out there and tell, you're going to come across people like this, okay? And a lot of times when they're when they retaliate like this, is because they have some dirty skeletons in their closet. And these particular people may or may not. I don't know. You know what I mean? But again, it's I'm generalizing that. You know, I feel I have the right to generalize. If they can generalize me and bash me, you know, I mean, surely they can take a little of their own medicine back, right? Right? Like I said, I don't profess to be a Christian or a holy roller or a God warrior, all that. I'm a flawed human being. I make more mistakes than I do things probably more wrong than I ever do right throughout the course of the day. Okay? So these folks are professing to be holy rollers and whatnot. So hey, you should be able to take some of your own medicine then. You didn't turn the other cheek like Jesus did, and there was no cheek to turn anyway, because nothing bad was done to you. A resource kit detailing certain information about a certain organization and individuals involved with that, and then just wishing you well and letting you know that was the first and last time you would ever be contacted, and wishing you well and thanks for reading. Now you chose to feel attacked through that because you had been enmeshed. You had let that other individual get in your head, you see. And it was because you were bought all these things, and all these little jobs were given where you could collect money. And see, that financial resource, that support, came with strings, invisible strings attached that you could never, ever, ever see, and not your sister and your mommy. None of y'all could ever see it, you see. Because the soft-spoken voice and the sweet persona and the crying and, oh, poor me, and this horrible thing here, why me? And that was right up you guys' alley, because that's the mantra you got. Oh, dear Lord, I can't go on anymore. Dear Lord, I pray that you help me. Dear Lord, help me bear through this pain. Dear Lord, help me bear through this pain. Shut the fuck up and get in that motherfucking gym. You should thank your lucky stars I'm here roasting your ass and telling you what to do and telling you shit your mother won't tell you. Get in that motherfucking gym, you hear me? And I better see your ass sweat. I don't want to see 2 or 3 little drops. I want to see your whole body soaking wet. And let me tell you, don't you dare think about cheating and pouring some water on your shirt thinking I won't know the sweat pattern. Bitch, I live that shit. I know how real sweat patterns. So I better see that sweat pattern in your shirt. I better see you screaming. I want to hear you scream on these machines. You better get in there and work out. Quit pussyfooting around trying to strike up chit-chatting with people. Shut the fuck up and lift this weight. Get on that motherfucking cardio exercise. Get on that treadmill, bitch. Get at that Stairmaster, bitch. Make friends with the Stairmaster. The Stairmaster is your friend. The Lord says the body is his temple. Well, then you better clean that fucking temple and work that temple out. And let that body be to its maximum potential. And put that fucking liquor down, you alcoholic. You know who you are. You know exactly who you are. You alcoholic. You're an alcoholic. Alcoholic. Put that liquor bottle down and drink that damn water. What are you sucking on that liquor for? Go get addicted to the workout. Get addicted to the natural endorphins. Let me tell you, they're 10 times better than that booze. That booze is like a two-faced friend. It always says, yeah, come on, let's have fun. And you're drinking on that thinking you're going to get that buzz and you're going to get that edge taken off and it's going to help you through. And then you get a tiny, tiny little bit. And then the rest is just the most, Put that liquor bottle down and get these endorphins, because that's your real friend. The high you get, not just physically after you work out and do cardio and you lift weights, it's not just the physical pump. It's not just the physical endorphins, it's that spiritual high. Oh my God, it's outer body. It's clarity. Clarity, you hear me? It's being in the zone, in the flow, because hard physical labor, most people are too lazy to get it. That's why they don't look like the people you see in the gym and the fitness. Because that's why most people have issues with weight, especially in America. And alcoholism too, especially in the religious sector. Seventh-day Adventists and Jehovah's Witnesses, are you kidding me? They love them some liquor. I believe it's the religions that are the base of the liquor industry. That whole liquor industry. I'm telling you what I know. Some of the best liquor I ever had came from a preacher man. He had a nice sized church. I never dared go in his church. He knew the deal with me. He knew what time it was. We never talked God or Bible. He didn't try to convert me. I was just like, don't fuck around. I'm telling you, I'm going to cut you off right here and right now. You do this. Okay? I just want to try this liquor that I heard about. But I'm not here for anything else. It's like, okay, cool. I don't even know if, you know what? That preaching thing, that might have been another side gig for him. Because that's the kind of guy he was. Anyway, his liquor, and listen, I knew so many people on the down low that were alcoholics and were big time church people. Okay, and some of them were doing a little bit more than booze too. I mean, they were popping all kinds of stuff I wouldn't even touch, like cocaine and crystal meth and all this stuff. And I'm just like, holy smokes, But hey, that's neither here or there. Okay, back to this right here. I'll tell you stuff that your friends and little, whatever, little yaysayers, I'm not going to tell you. Because I don't have a vested interest in anything. I just deliver the information. So yeah, you got to get in that gym and quit feeling sorry for yourselves. You coming at me with that kind of mentality, you are a professional victim, and you want to throw a turd at me. Girl, bye. Wow. No wonder your forehead looks like hydrocephalus. You know what I mean? Yeah, I bet you don't even know what hydrocephalus means. Go look it up in Stedman's Medical Dictionary, okay? I told you need to get your money back if you went to college. I know that other one over there in Mississippi certainly never went to college. She couldn't have, because she doesn't even know how to read or write good. I mean, when she was coming after me, she couldn't even spell half the time and had all her facts like backwards. It was just like, oh Lord. I know she done talk. She done either found something or talked to someone, and she's got a piece of it, but she's got it all backwards and sideways, and like you could tell she was out of her element. She was just like her cage was rattled. Exactly, that is it. Her cage was rattled, and she was all over the place, and I just had to chuckle. I was like, oh Lord. Let me get my popcorn, because this is going to be good. She reminds me of this one video I saw. It was a compilation of Karens, and the title was Karens Tearing It Up at the Mall. And oh my God, I was laughing tears at this one. It was this lady in the mall. I guess it was like a women's makeup store or something. and she was screaming, and then she was like taking her hand and throwing things off the shelves. And the person that was filming her, the narration behind it was hilarious. Oh my God, because what was actually happening was already crazy hilarious. And then you had the lady like, oh my God, you know, and she's like, oh Lord. And so what happened was, it was this older lady. She was like, she had no business doing that. I don't know, these people, the Karens, you know, they're freaking out just like for no reason. You know, you just don't know anymore. Anyway, she was screaming, she was throwing things, saying, "I'm not leaving." And I guess they had called a security guard who was an older man, about her age, like 50s or 60s, a bit overweight and awkward. Like he was not physically, he was a little physically awkward in his movements. You could tell he really was, he hadn't been trained in combat or anything. I think if you're going to do security, you need to have a little bit of hand-to-hand combat training or something, right? He didn't have any of this. And he tried to restrain this lady from continuing to throw things off the shelves, and he wrapped his arm around her, and she bit his arm, but it was so easy for her to do it, like, you know, because he was so awkward and really didn't know what he was doing. Like, it was just so they just kind of like tussled, like neither one of them was really doing anything, right? But they were, I don't know, it was just hilarious. So he got her to the ground because she bit him, and all of a sudden, I kid you not, I got a, it's called Karen's Tearing It Up at the Mall on YouTube. Oh my God. She has all of a sudden, this old security guard, is super old. Oh my God, I'm telling you, he could hardly move. He was just shuffling his feet real slow, but you could tell he was hurrying. He must have been like 80 years old. I was like, what? What is he doing? Why does he have a security guard uniform on? I was like, I can't believe they hired this guy for security. What? And the lady behind the phone who's filming this whole thing is like, oh Lord, what the old man gonna do? What is the old man gonna do? And this old man finally makes it while the other guy is tussling back and forth with this Karen who's screaming she's not leaving. And then it takes him forever to get down, you know, till he gets to the ground. And he's like, his hands are shaking. He probably has Parkinson's disease or something. And he's like trying to hold her feet, you know, and it's just like you know, she's not even moving her feet. Oh my God. Oh my God. I was dead. I was dead laughing, especially when she says, "Is it cocaine? Is it cocaine?" In reference to this Karen, you know, having to need guards to subdue her. Oh my God. I tell you, that is one hilarious clip there. But anyway, that's what she reminds me of. She's probably nothing but a Karen herself. All of them, those busted cans of biscuits, they're probably nothing but Karens themselves. You know what I mean? Yeah, well, that's no surprise, you know. Like I said, you've been giving up on yourself. How you gonna give up on yourself and come at somebody else and then scream victim when they give you, you know, when they set their boundaries with you? I never go on anybody's pages and put this in their page, these videos I have. This is staying right here. You have to come to my channel to get your feelings hurt. I don't go on your channel. Why would I want to get my feelings hurt? So I don't go on your channel. You know what I mean? Besides, I don't know if you could really hurt my feelings. I mean, things sting me. Don't get me wrong. I'm a normal human being. I'm not going to try and put out a bulletproof armor out there and say, oh, no, nothing bothers me. You can't touch me. Like somebody did. Which, by the way, I found very, very, very amusing that you felt like you had to let me know that whatever I might be doing is not bothering you at all. That's very interesting. Because I would have never thought that you would feel the need to do that. Yeah, I mean, because people who aren't bothered, they usually just don't respond. Oh no. Oh no. But hey, that's on you. That's between you and you. You all got to figure that out. I can't help you with it. But me, I'm not like that. I'm a normal human being. Things bother me like they do everybody else. Okay? I'm not going to sit here and tell you no, it doesn't bother me the same way it would somebody else. But having said that, at the end of the day, I want to look for that grain of truth. And, 9 times out of 10, I'm probably going to miss it. Just because I'm a human being, with flaws and shortcomings like everyone else. So there's going to be a lot I miss. Probably a lot more than I'll ever get. It's kind of like Earth versus the rest of the universe. There's so much out there that we just don't know. And we just don't even have the comprehension to wrap our minds around. Right? So, having said that, I do try to look for that grain of truth. And it's not easy. It's not easy, But I think some of that, at least in my case, some of the critics, in my case, have been a catalyst, and even haters. I would say even some of my haters, if I can call them haters. I don't really look at anybody that's said anything negative or critical of me as a hater per se. I know that some people, some of those, a small fraction of those, probably had ulterior motives, or were, or what I describe as just, there wasn't a grain of truth there. It was actually something that was their own unfinished baggage, and so it wasn't for me to go any further and try to analyze, because that was their job to figure that out, because it was never my problem. So with that, but I think the majority of the people that were quote unquote haters or critics, I think a lot of them had a grain of truth here or there in what they said to me. I mean, a lot of things have been said to me, and I've said a lot of things to others too. But there were some grains of truth here and there, I think. And, the cool thing about looking at that in a certain way is that you can do it secretly. You don't have to admit anything to anyone, but secretly you can take a look at what a critic may have said, and then you can say, let me see what I can do with that. Let me see what I can do with that. Let me look at that again. You see, because sometimes you can still improve in an area even if you're already good at something. You can get even better. No matter how good you are in a certain area, you can get even better. So, having said that, even if you say, well, maybe this doesn't apply to me, but it's still something I can work on. It's still something I'm going to work on. How about that? So, you can pretty much detach on whether it's true or not about you, and then look at it objectively and say, well, it wouldn't hurt to work on that area of my life anyway, whether what that person says is true or not, right? So then, because you're always better at in a no matter where you are in a certain area of your life. Let's say you have a codependency or some kind of addiction, or you excessively indulge in something, be it a food or alcohol or spending or shopping or a number of things. It just doesn't have to be just one thing, but your own vices. So those vices that you'd rather not admit, that you don't really like to deal with, that are hard, they've given you problems, you can in secret look at those things, and also look at your strengths. And then if someone says XYZ, try to find some kind of way where you can say, I'm going to use what they say as fuel to further develop my already existing awesomeness. Because you can always get better. There's the universe is infinite. Well, we really don't know for sure, but the whole thing behind that is that the universe, it doesn't really matter if it's infinite or finite, because it coils in on itself. The universe actually coils in on itself like a spiral nautilus. Yeah, look that up. I found that a piece of info in DK Universe in the first chapter there, where they talk about how big is the universe. So, having said that, it's just like there is no end. So you can just continue to grow and grow and grow and become better and better and better in whatever area, whether you're already good at it or you might need a little bit of improvement in. Okay? So the haters and the critics can bring you seeds of gold, is what I'm saying. Just like the family and loved ones. And again, like I said earlier, you got to really look at family too. Because family can be your haters. They can be your secret haters. Some of us grew up with people who birthed them who basically were what you call serious haters. I mean, abusers. And these people will not want to take accountability and responsibility for these things. And there's certain terms that are out there for those types of individuals. So, where was I with that for a minute? Let me backtrack. Let me backtrack. What else did I want to say to you in relation to that? The seeds of gold, that's right. You can pick up these seeds of gold anytime you want to. Go back in your memory bank. Think about all the things that people have said about you, all the things that you've seen and experienced about you, more importantly. Think about those times when you overcame a difficulty. One of the most basic ways to continuously have that going is to work out. Even if your diet isn't straight right now, even if you're still drinking, don't drink and work out, okay? But, can you work out a little bit more? Just plain working out, just plain moving. And that can be as easy as getting up, turning on a favorite song, and dancing for 5 minutes. If you don't know how to dance, just move your body any kind of way. Or do push-ups or sit-ups or just something where you're moving. Just move your body however you feel comfortable for 5 minutes to your favorite tune. Now, don't take too long after that until I want to see you in the gym working out a full workout, okay? Because you don't have forever, okay? And if I was there, I'd make sure your ass would be at the gym now. We'd be working out now together. You're going to work off as long as I work out, okay? If I'm going to go through it, what you see me put myself through, I'm going to show you. You're going to get to know me on a whole other level because I'm going to demonstrate to you what pain is. Okay? And we are both going to go through this together. I'm not going to make you do one thing that I won't make myself do. And you're going to see me cry. I'm going to cry right in front of your ass because I'm going to show you what kind of pain we're talking about. And this is all good pain. You're not going to get injured. Okay? This is all within normal limits. Your body can take a whole lot more than you realize. Your body can go through a whole lot more. Your mind is going to tap out way before your body will tap out in regards to working out. So, you can reach for those inches. And sometimes, fluffy things, they don't always get the job done because you will go through a lot of pain. Anything worth getting is going to go, you're going to go through discomfort and pain. You're going to have to go through change. Change is scary and painful. No one wants change, to change your lifestyle, to change your habit, to change your mind and heart. And you got to manufacture all of that from yourself. Self-validation. No one's going to sit there and keep cheering you on day after day, day after day, week after week, week after week, month after month, year after year. No one's going to cheer you on, and it's not fair for you to expect anyone to do it for you just because they're your wife or your husband or your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your parent or your kid or your child. It's not fair to them unless you're underage. But if you're an adult, you have got to be your own savior. And there's gold everywhere. Gold, little seeds of gold that you can work with to fuel you right on along. Right on along. So yeah, I feel like I'm presenting gold. I was called arrogant too by someone. Arrogant. And I was like, oh, thanks for the compliment. Yeah. Arrogant. Arrogant and conceited. I said conceited. And then I thought, oh, because I have boundaries and I look, I'm going to say this because I think that other time when I said I'm very selective in who I let in my inner circle, and I also don't let trash in. So if you are my friend or if you are in my family or you're the people that I communicate with on a regular basis, consider yourself honored because you are. No, I said I considered myself honored because you are badass. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Even though I'm selective, I consider myself honored because all my friends and family are badasses. So you've got to be a badass if I'm going to befriend you. Okay. And so I want to clarify that part there when I said that, because I want to say not everyone that I am not associating with, that I don't really mix it up with like that, is necessarily trash or a loser. Okay. There are individuals and groups that I don't mix it up with. It's just not my path. It's just not, they're not on the same path as me. And I don't have a call on anything beyond that. You know what I mean? It's just, it is what it is. So, yeah, I want to make that clear because I don't want that. I want to make that clear. I don't want it to be misunderstood. But, you know, that's that. And then there's others, you know, that just outright not on the path. Exactly. I want to keep it like that. Not on the path. Not on the path. You know, I have been I've been feeling pretty good. You know, I'm telling you, I've been in the flow. I have been in a flow. And it feels good when you chip away at those vices. You know, you're never gonna 100% overcome them because then you'd be dead. Okay, as long as you're alive, you're gonna have to deal with this because you have in the world that you live in, you know, you have desires and you have human nature. And the whole experience is to juggle all of that and to balance yourself so that you are in a healthy balance, you know, and not indulgence in one extreme or another. And it's, I guess that's the universal journey for all of us. It's that yin and yang. The Tao. You know, you have yin and yang at two ends, the two different polarities, and then in the middle and further up, you have the Tao, the larger perspective, or the triangle, right? And I think that's the core of it all. And as far as working out physically, you have a whole physical implementation of that universal spiritual truth. Because you have to fight inertia to keep getting up every time to work out. And it's hard labor. It is hard labor. And most people don't want to do it. That hard physical labor. Most people are lazy. Sloth and gluttony are real. They are real problems in our world. We're in the first world. So we have other problems that other types of countries that don't have a lot of food supply don't have. But that's the shadow aspect of having more than enough. We now have other problems like this. And we look away, we lie to ourselves. Oh no, he's not fat, he's just fluffy. Fuck that, he is fucking fat, bitch. Oh, she's not fat, she's just big boned. No, bitch, she is fat. Oh no, you're not fat. You're just big. No, motherfucker, I'm fat. I'll say it. I am fat. And no, I don't accept fat acceptance. This whole movement with fat acceptance is fucking insane. And this is a fat man telling you this. Those of you who have seen my latest pictures, not from the last time I took pictures publicly. Well, actually, I'll take that back. Last week, those of you who see my pictures last week, I'm still fucking fat. I'm still safe. You can't touch me. I can call people fat because I'm fat. Okay? What you gonna do? You gonna tell me I'm fat shaming? I'm a fat ass. What? I'm still in the clear. Okay? I got plenty of time to still talk shit about this subject. Fat acceptance. No, I think it's crazy. I think it's insane because they're telling people that this is healthy. And it's not healthy. If you're extremely overweight, you're not healthy. You're at risk for diabetes and heart disease. This is not a social trend here. This is medical, sound medical fact. You're at risk of other kinds of cancers, high blood pressure, cholesterol, strokes. This is real stuff. Amputation of the legs and arms and foot. This is real. Stop making people buy into this lie that it's okay to be this much overweight. Now, on the other hand, I'm not for bashing people unnecessarily who are overweight. But you know what? I'm going to tell you. I've been on both sides of this. I've been a very slender person. I've been a very athletic person. And I've been an overweight person. Okay? So I know I've walked in all three of these types of bodies. And people will judge you to a certain extent. They cannot help but judging you on how you look, on your physical appearance, because they don't know you. And their interaction may not require anything beyond just a few minutes. So the only thing they can go by is your physical appearance. They don't know you're a cool person and that you love dogs and that you know how to draw and you work at such and such place and you got 2 kids and you go over here to this club. They don't know anything of that. All they know is this someone that I'm going to have a positive interaction or a negative interaction? Because they're on the job. They've got to perform. Or if you're driving out in traffic, whatever the situation is, they're not, 9 times out of 10, if the interaction stays short, it's usually a transaction with some kind of service or business. You know, you're grocery shopping, you're getting gas, you're paying bills, you're running errands, whatever, right? That kind of thing. People will judge you. They can't help but judge you on your appearance. And these are very subtle. Sometimes I call them, sometimes they can be microaggressions, that people aren't aware of. I'm not saying they're innocent people. I'm not saying they might not still be assholes. But even the people, ignorance is deep in some people. And it's so deep. It's like you don't know, does that person know better or are they just that damn stupid? That's the only way I can describe that. Just plain stupid. Okay. I do try. This is going to be a long podcast. Not podcast. Recording, video, whatever. Is it a podcast? I don't know. You figure it out. Shoot. But I've been, chipping away here and there. And when you chip away at it, it's a real high. It's hard labor. And the physical body doesn't lie. You start noticing your clothes fit different, and if you've done it right, you let other people tell you. And when that starts to happen, people start telling you. It's just like, oh yes, especially if you've had a structured strategy. And that's the thing. Don't be afraid to go and use a structured strategy. Don't be afraid to use the technology like apps. Apps are a lifesaver. Wow. Excuse me. And track and measure. Because the numbers don't lie. And if you're talking about physical fitness, the clothes, the way the clothes fit, that's not a lie. And then you'll see it from other people. But you can't be going around asking people, oh, am I getting better? Or, oh, what do you think? That's no. That's not going to work. People that come to you out of their own, that is like, wow, it's just like, yeah, okay, good. Let me work on it some more. You use that kind of fuel not to sit back and relax and say, oh, okay, well, I'm doing good. No, you use that fuel to continue to develop and kick up your A game even more. Kick it up even more. What are you talking about chilling? What are you talking about going home and going to the buffet after the gym and the workout? No. You kick it up for round 2. What, you thought you were going home, bitch? Hell no. Bitch, get in that pool and get me an hour of lap swim and shut the fuck up. Okay. What, you've been here 3 hours? I don't give a fuck. Make it 5, bitch. Now get in that damn pool. And as a reward, you ain't going to the buffet, bitch. You get 5 minutes in that hot tub in the whirlpool. That's your reward, bitch. Now shut the fuck up and get going. I love that whirlpool at the gym. Oh my God. The gyms that like ours here, LA and 24 Hour, they have nice pools. They have saunas and whirlpool. And that whirlpool feels so good after a really grueling workout. Oh my God. Man, I love it. 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 I don't know why I love it. It's very difficult to drag yourself in. Yesterday was really hard for me. I had a headache. It was just throbbing. It just felt, you have those days where everything just feels like, oh, and this is wrong and shit goes wrong. And, it's just like not a good day. And everything in my body wanted to just not do this, push it off to another day. But I went in anyway. I took some ibuprofen and I went in and I worked through it. I did all my sets, and I had to do them slower than usual because I was just really having to. You have to pump yourself through it. You don't have a cheerleader; it's all you, and you just have to say, okay, let me just do one more set. Let me take it set by set. And if I absolutely can't go any further, then I'll stop. But you continue to check in with your body. Okay, what kind of pain is this? Is this a pain of growth or is this pain of injury? What kind of pain am I feeling here? And now you have an emotional and mental counterpart to a specific body part when you go through this process mentally as you're working out. You see, it's not just lifting weights and being fit and dieting. All that's like surface stuff. Beneath it, there's a whole mind-body connection that reaches all the way to the spirituality. See, and you can see it with karate and other martial arts and physical types of spiritualities. But anyway, that right there, you just power through. I just powered through, and then before I knew it, I got done with that one machine, and I was like, well, I feel a little nauseous. I'm gonna sit down for a minute on the next machine and give myself a few more minutes rest. And see how I feel and see if I can do a set. If it's not a set, can I do half a set? So then I just, I went ahead and did that machine. I did my sets on that and I just powered on through. And then after that, I was like, well, I don't feel nauseous anymore. I feel okay now. I said, well, let me jump in the pool and hit it for an hour and a half. So that's exactly what I did. I went into the men's locker room there, put my stuff up in the locker there. I I had my change bag, my swim bag, where I've got my changing poncho, and I've got my deodorant, soap and shampoo, and toothpaste, toothbrush, and change clothes, and all that jazz, and deodorant, antiperspirant and cologne, and all that jazz. And of course, I've got my underwater audio, and I've got he has room for like, I don't know, 100,000 MP3s or something like that. I don't have near any of that on there. I just got like 300 songs. So this is underwater audio with a waterproof unit and earbuds that are designed for underwater. And you slip it onto your swim goggles. So that's what I wear. And I have my swim trunks there, and I get in that pool, and I do anywhere from an hour and a half to 2 hours, depending. And at the end of all of that, as a reward, I did go into the whirlpool, and it felt so good. And then I showered and got dressed, and that was that. But at the end of that, I realized, wow, every fiber of my being was telling me, just stay home, just give yourself a break. It's okay. You've done so much. There's actually people in my life that tell me that motherfucking bullshit. You know what I mean? They mean well. Don't get me wrong. They love me, mean well, but it's motherfucking bullshit. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't need to hear that shit. Oh, take it easy. Oh, baby steps. You need to take baby steps. Shut the fuck up, baby steps my ass. Okay? And get that motherfucking pizza out of my face. No, I don't want my favorite pizza. I'm trying to get it. Oh my God. Yeah. But some people have big delusions, though. I have to say now, big delusions. Oh. Some people thought they was going to run for mayor. Did you hear about all that? Let me tell you. They thought that, I know this person and this girl, I'm telling you, woo. She seriously thought she was going to run for mayor of a whole town, of her hometown. She barely graduated high school. You hear me? She barely graduated high school. She went and got married right out of high school. She was already dating before she graduated high school. Hurried up and got married and couldn't wait to pop out baby after baby after baby. And she's done got 2 or 3 baby daddies too. Like them kids is from 2 or 3 different dads. And she loves herself some married men. I'm telling you, she loves married men. Listen, I know, ladies, you want to put a ring and make sure there's a ring on it. You want to make sure he wears his too. You want all of that, but there are troll up hoe hounds, hoe bag hounds. You hear me? Hoe bags. Okay? Miss Hoe bags. Okay? And there's a couple of them I'm talking about at once. Miss Hoe bag loves herself some married men. Okay? If she don't see a ring on the man's finger, she don't want him. Because she don't want the ones that actually might be available and might reciprocate. I said reciprocate. I meant to say hypocrite. But anyway, she's a hypocrite too, but we'll get to that. If she doesn't see a ring on a man's finger, she don't want them. She wants the ones that have rings on them. She wants the challenge. She wants to one up another woman. Okay, that's the kind of thing. She wants to one up the man too. Don't get me wrong. But that's the kind of woman she is, and she really thought she was gonna run for mayor. You know that? She really, really thought she was gonna run for mayor. She really believed in her heart of hearts that she was gonna be voted in for mayor. You hear me? She was gonna be voted in for mayor, so she thought. Now, like I told you, she barely graduated high school. She had no community service. She wasn't, helping to raise funds for years and years. And she was up against people that graduated from Vanderbilt University, that had law degrees, and some of them already had political positions in the community and were, known in the community since decades. They had helped raise gobs of money. She couldn't even raise $1 for herself. Even some of the other people that ran against her that didn't win by much, they had maybe a couple of thousand votes. She had like 77 votes. And I heard her own family didn't vote for her because, it's against their religion to vote. So I wonder who she must have paid, how you pay like internet bots for views and subscriptions and stuff. She must have paid people to sign these forms or something. Because she didn't get any votes, or either that or she stole them votes. She must have paid somebody at that voting office to fix those numbers, digitally, and just to put 77 to give her a little bit and steal them from someone else. I think that's what she did. She got someone to steal some votes from off of the other people who were running because, like I said, she only had like 77 votes, something like that. It was a paltry, it was just pitiful. She wasn't even on the map. She wasn't even on the map, you hear me? She wasn't even on the radar. She had wasted all her time and money. She went to Walmart. She had a campaign, a mayor campaign party. You know how they have the parties and you go see the mayor and they have food, but the the candidate for mayor, right? And she had this little, I don't know what this place was. It looked like it was a hotel, not a hotel, but like a real estate office, apartment complex. That's it. It looked like a apartment complex rec room. You know those rec rooms in apartment complexes that you can rent if you live in an apartment complex that has it, and you can rent out like a meeting room or you can rent out that space. That's what it looked like. It looked like that, and it had like 5 tables, and they were all empty. Like she had nothing. She had like 3 old men. I think they were her dad. Wait, no, they were her ex-boyfriends. These old men that was like the age of her dad or older, and they were her ex-boyfriends. 3 of them showed up, and that was it. Nobody else showed up because she didn't have any pictures of anyone else. And that's it. Like she had all these tables, and then she had like this one set of balloon that she took to each table to take a picture with, so it would look like every table had a balloon. And then what she did was she had these Walmart crackers, these Santito chips, and Great Value cheese dip. And she had the cheese dip and the bean dip jar turned backwards so you wouldn't see that it said Great Value on it. And I'm like, is she really fooling anyone? I'm just like, really? She had just crackers, potato chips, and then stale 4th of July cookies from the preceding month. This was in August already, and she had some old 4th of July cookies that's been sitting in her pantry for months, and I guess she figured she could just dump them on her voters. I mean, really? God damn. So you can see why she would never ever get into any office, seriously. But she really thought she was. It was hilarious to watch, man. My God. It was hilarious. It was just a train wreck you couldn't stop watching. This is good. Yeah. Let me see. Oh, here we go. I like this song. You know what I need.
Took you to an intimate restaurant. Then there was suggested movie. There's nothing left to
Talk about it horizontally. Let's get physical, physical. I wanna get physical. Let's get into physical. Let me hear your body talk. Body talk, let me hear your body talk. Let's get physical, physical. I wanna get physical. Let's get into physical. Let me hear your body talk. Body talk.
Constipation, I've been good. Try to keep my hands on the table. It's getting hard to hold them back. You know what I mean? I'm sure you understand my point of view. We know each other mentally. And I know that you're there.
And now the animal in me. Let's get beast mode, beast mode. I wanna get beast mode. Let's get into physical. Work that machine. Get on that treadmill. Get on that ellipse and work. Faster, faster. Don't look at me. Look forward. Keep going. Sweat. Make that body sweat. Make those eyes sweat. I want to see you sweat. Physical, physical. I wanna get physical. Let's get into physical. Let me hear your body talk. Body talk. Let me hear your body talk. Let's get animal, animal. I wanna get beast mode. Let's get into beast mode. Let me hear your body talk. Work those arms. Work those legs. Yeah. I think I'm ready to go to the gym. I'll see you later. Thanks for tuning in and listening. Talk to you soon.